Pretty much everybody on my team is extremely well-versed in the Bible.
Yeah.
And they bring me up to speed in a hurry. But I mean, even just,
those are the wisest people I've discovered.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
There's nowhere you can look and go, that makes sense anymore. Nothing makes any sense at all. The confusion of genders, it's everywhere you.
Oh boy. Okay. So what do we got here? We got Tucker Carlson. Ray Comfort's covering a video of Tucker Carlson saying that Christians are the smartest. They're the smartest. You know, they got the big brains. Okay, and everybody else is just they don't get it. They just don't get it. And Ray Comfort, well, he agrees. He actually agrees with that. So we're gonna get into it. I'm Brently, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go.
Look,
And only the Bible.
Sorry. So, okay. So, like I said, this is Ray Comfort, covering a Tucker Carlson video of some sort, and I guess he's talking to somebody named Sean Ryan. I'm assuming that because that's what it says on the screen. So it's just, I'm just taking a shot in the dark here. But yeah, here we go.
Team is extremely well-versed in the Bible.
Those are the wisest people I've discovered.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. They're the only wise people. They're the only ones.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize he was going to take it another step. They're the only smart ones. That's it. It's all the smartness stops at the people that believe in the undead carpenter ghost that lives inside of them, that they pretend to cannibalize, and also that they think tickles them when they sing songs about it.
Who know what's up. And that they're just like way smarter than everybody. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I mean, that shouldn't be surprising either.
You still don't know that. That's not.
I mean, again, I just can't believe that in the end, when it really gets intense as it is now, that
it's like camping, right? It's like it's as intense as camping. Okay, whatever.
It's Christians. It's people who actually believe the Bible are the only ones with wisdom who understand what's really going on. They're not shocked at all.
Let me tell you why.
They're not shocked at all. So yeah, because they all the stuff they're expecting is stuff that just always happens forever, and it always will be happening. Those wars and the rumors of them and everything like that, they're just like, man, it's still going on, dude. It's the end times. It's been this way for like 40 years.
I think this is so special. Tucker is saying all these things about
So special.
Christians and the Bible, and yet
Tucker is special too. That is a good word. I approve of the word special it used for Tucker Carlson.
I don't believe that he's been born again. He believes he's a Christian, but it's clear that the truth hasn't yet made him free.
Oh, I love how they can't even agree with this. He's like, he thinks he's a Christian, but he's not. He's not. I decide who Christians are. Okay. He might call himself a Christian. He's not a real one, though. Okay. I got a criteria, and I decide what it is.
Both of these men are still looking for answers to what they see as the mystery of life. So what he's saying is
He literally is saying that the Christians know the answer.
from an objective point of view, and is very meaningful.
I mean, I'm coming to this late in life, and I'm coming to it cold from working in the institutional media for over 30 years to all of a sudden not in the last year. And so there are a lot of things that are obvious to you and your viewers and that are not obvious to me. And I'm just learning. I'm like, wow, I really do feel like the last soldier, like coming out and be like, the war's over, really? And everyone's like, yeah, it's been 20 years, that's like how I feel. And so people with this.
What the fuck? What? Okay. So I guess, so it's like Tucker Carlson has to paint this thing of oh man, I came from the institution of media and they're all just a bunch of liars. And it's a whole conspiracy fucking world that's actually going on. And now I'm figuring it out because me and Alex Jones are going to be, we're going to be the ones, taking down the Illuminati or whatever. I don't know.
Weird and destructive instinct. Okay. That's what it is. It's not a conspiracy. An instinct have taken over all the levers of power. I think it's like a spiritual force. That's my personal view. I can't prove it, but I really believe it. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's something else. But that's What
The
I,
spiritual force is taking over the levers of power. Okay, man.
I perceive. And
Well, that's what I think it is too. Nothing
Why-
anymore.
Why are people so entertained by this? It's crazy. It's like people can't watch a fucking YouTube video unless they're like they're talking about how all the veil's been lifted, man. And we're in a fucking M. Night Shyamalan movie or whatever. It's just it's nothing's what you think, and it's all the veil's gonna be lifted. It's mind bending. Like, can't people just watch fucking YouTube videos? Like, why does it have to go this direction, man? Like, why can't people just actually want to learn about actual real shit? Why does it have to be all this shadow government bullshit?
Makes any sense. I'm convinced that when we die, we will see that everything that we know or think we know
oh, yeah,
is a lie.
I totally agree.
What? Everything we think we know. First of all, I just kind of feel bad for these people because they're gonna be like, all right, here comes all the information, and then they die and they're like, oh, just darkness. No, that's enough. It's just I actually don't even have any constant. I can't even think or figure out any. I don't learn anything now. I'm just nothingness. That's it. And that sucks. That sucks, right? They think they're gonna figure something out, and then they're never going to. That sucks. So how's everybody doing, yo? And Deep State made it today. Hey, made it first. How's it going? All right. And Stephen was second. All right. Stevenson. Okay, you're missing the last name there, but it's all right. I added it on for you. Don't worry about it. And Michael's here. What's up, dude? Doing all right? Oh, you can't stay long. All right. Well, we'll do a quick one today. Okay, we'll do a quickie. That's what I like to call it. Quickie. Okay. And quickie. Just go to at adamandeve.com and enter that code word Brently and check out to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Just so you can have all the quickies you want, right? And you can plug all the holes, right, during whatever it is you're doing. You can do anything, really. I mean, they got the stuff for just about everything. Go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brently, and check out to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brently, and get your butt some stuff. Also, if you want to and subscribe, that'd be great. I actually remember to do it that time. You hear that? That's right. Functioning brain, sort of, kind of, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Don't got my hopes up. But here we go.
And so do I, because they're right. The Bible says that serpent of old called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world.
The Bible verse says that serpent of old called the devil and Satan. Where they just have to they're just doing all the collection of names all in one spot. And like, just so we know, it's Revelation. That's why less than incoherent in that book right there. So they're just listing the name just so there's no fucking confusion. Okay. I'm not talking about any devil. I'm talking about the devil, the serpent, the Satan, Beelzebubs, the merciless one. I don't know. No, that'd be God, right? The merciless one would be God. Okay.
The reason the whole world is deceived is because it joyfully serves the devil. Jesus said of the
right, it's joyful. So make a joyful noise to the Lord, Satan.
Religious leaders, you are of your father the devil, and the desires of your father you want to do.
I was talking to someone recently, and he said to me, he goes, I'm not excited to die. I've got all these kids or whatever. No one wants to die, but I'm kind of psyched to understand what all this is. Yeah, I feel that way.
You do.
Totally. I'm not looking forward to death at all. I happen not to be afraid of it.
Why do you think that you're gonna learn anything? It's really strange. I mean, to me, I guess because they think they got to go somewhere, right? They're like, this can't be the end. This consciousness has just got to keep on going, and yet every single indicator in our experience on this planet tells us that that's absolutely not the case. No shit, man. All right. Fucking hell yeah, dude. I almost messaged you on purpose because I'm the 7th, 10th one that you've not been able to make it to, and you're just showing we're all leaving the room, and he walks in just as the doors close. He's like, oh fuck, Oh, fuck, man, the fucking shit. All right, next time, I guess. But I gave him somewhat of a heads up and let him know, like, generally what time it might be, because I really can't tell on these weekdays. So, but awesome, man. I'm so glad you're. As I said, I fucking caught your YouTube. Can't stop me. My lucky ass will catch a stream once or twice by the will of Jesus Christ. Rex is Lord and Savior. I didn't ask that, but I figured you want to. I can't even take me seriously. Hey, that's all right. No, we don't need to take stuff seriously, you know. Life is too short to take anything seriously.
We want the answers. Do you think we're going into World War III?
He's like,
Really close to.
think we're going into World War III. Hold on, let me go back to it.
You do.
Sorry.
Totally. I'm not looking forward to death at all. I happen not to be afraid of it.
We want the answers.
Thank you.
Do you think we're going into World War III?
That's exactly why I do it this way. That's right. You know, it's about being punk. That's the main thing, right? Sporadic, right? And chaotic, right? And anarchy-ish. Anarchish? Sure. Yeah, anarchish. That works. I like that word, actually. That's pretty good. Can we write that down? Let's write that down. Can we make shirts of that? That would be a good shirt, right? Anarchish? Like, I'm sort of, but not anyway.
Really close to it, as you know. Yeah, if you see a human move.
They're so intense, dude. It's like creepy. First of all, what's wrong with this microphone? Why is it like all I can hear is this fucking, like, the juices flowing through his face, and it's bothering me. It's bothering me.
Movement that's anti-human. The push toward nuclear war for its own sake is by definition anti-human, I would say. Like, any movement that's anti-human is probably not human. Do dogs act against their own collective interest?
At times, yeah. Have you ever heard of a fucking dog fight, dude?
Do caribou? Do porcupines? Do single-cell amoeba? Do sea cucumbers? No, none of them do. No animal does that because it's not natural. Animals are part of nature. They do natural things. People are subject to the supernatural. So they do things that are not natural, like kill themselves. That's why.
Holy shit. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? So the reason, okay, hold on. I'm just trying to follow his fucking logic here. The reason that people kill themselves is because spirits guided that bit, because animals don't do that. I'm pretty sure some animals would if they had the tools and maybe some opposable thumbs to make it happen. But I think that's about it, right? You know what I mean? I don't think there's I don't think there's anything more deep to it than that. But I don't know.
Why we're the only species that kills itself. So when you kill yourself, whether slowly or all at once, you're being acted on by forces outside of you. Spiritual forces.
What?
Obviously. One thing that
you're acting on your own. Okay.
That you notice about
talking about
every world religion I'm familiar with, I'm interested in that topic. There are
comments. Like if we're talking about, like, they always try to make humans like we're just so special, like we're just so different. When in fact, like we don't know enough about the way that other animals think and stuff. And we do know that, like, dogs have a sense of morality, and so do chimps. Like, chimps have, and I know he wasn't necessarily talking about morality, but like they always like stick that in the package, like of humans have a right and wrong and everything. But chimps have a right and wrong too. They understand fairness, they understand justice, right? It's a limited understanding, but chimps have a more sophisticated understanding of justice than dogs do. Dogs can understand when one dog gets something that the other dog doesn't, right? And they will try to even it out for them, right? And chimps can even understand the degree of the food. They can even understand if, like, one chimp got something that's better than the type of food that another chimp got, they can both break them in half so that they both get half of each, right? Stuff like that. So animals understand more than I think we realize. That's my point there. And I mean, as far as like the committing, I don't even know if I should be saying that on here. I don't know. I don't know if there's. What about lemmings? Don't they famously do that? Although, like, that always kind of seems like maybe that was just based because of stupidity. Like, they would just literally follow each other off a cliff, and that might all just be a complete myth or just a game, a computer game from the 90s. I don't know. Are lemmings real? Where's Ember? Is Ember here? she would know if lemmings exist or not.
Between religions. Very striking between one.
I keep on interrupting, and he's trying to say something very important. I mean, not important, but he's trying to say something that he thinks is important.
Thing that you notice about every world religion I'm familiar with, I'm interested in that topic. There are commonalities between religions. Very striking between all world religions I'm aware of and all creation myths. And one of them, and this is of course true for Christianity, very true, is that the belief that supernatural beings take physical form. They all believe that. The Greek myths, Jesus, most famously, but that they take physical form, that they're not just like some ethereal.
Yeah, the Beatles are more famous than that, but anyway.
They're not just shadows floating around, specters, fog, that they're physical. I think that the real struggles are.
I mean, that's where, dude? Where's the physical, spiritual thing? Like, where's the spiritual thing that has taken physical form apart from Jesus? Because obviously we have no way of, investigating that shit. So what? Like, just any other example, just any real example that we can investigate in any way, shape, or form, just of a spirit thing becoming a flesh thing. Just anything. You got it? Any examples, evidence, or anything?
Unseen. That is absolutely a part of Christian theology. I didn't fully appreciate it at all. It's a part of every theology. In fact, it is theology. That is theology. The belief that the real struggles are in the spiritual realm. That has been a constant belief since the beginning of history, recorded history. Everybody has thought that, except us in the West, since 1945. I just want.
What is he saying? Like, okay, I'm sorry. I keep on interrupting.
A part of Christian theology. I didn't fully appreciate it around.
What is part of Christianity?
I'll believe that. The Greek myths, Jesus, most famously.
Okay.
But
talking about spirits becoming like fleshly things, and then whatever.
That they take physical form, that they're not just like some ethereal, they're not just shadows floating around.
No, they're not.
Specters,
not specters.
Fog.
Not specters.
That they're physical. I think that the real struggles are unseen. That is absolutely a part of Christian theology. I didn't fully appreciate it at all. It's a part of every theology. In fact, it is theology. That is theology. The belief that the real struggles are in the spiritual realm. That has been a constant belief since the beginning of history, recorded history. Everybody has thought that, except us in the West.
What? There's a fucking invisible war going on? Is that what we're talking about? It's like there's probably a war out there of little magical beings that nobody can see, and we're just caught in the crossfire. This doesn't seem to affect us in any way at all, but it's out there though, and we're believing this. And then everybody believed that except for us in the West, which I never understand it with these people. Like, I thought like West was like Christian. Like, they want to say like we're a Christian nation and all that type of stuff, but like we're also not Christian nation. Like, I don't know. It seems to be whenever it's convenient. But okay, I guess what he's trying to say is that the West is secular now, I guess.
Since 1945. I can't say that enough. So once you get perspective on this question, you're like, okay, that may sound crazy to someone who thinks buying on Amazon is the meaning of life.
Oh, he took out shit. Why does he keep saying this? Well, have you ever met literally any? This is the second time I've heard Tucker Carlson say that some people think that the meaning of life is buying shit on Amazon. Those words, like, exactly. He said it multiple times. I've literally never run into anybody, like online or otherwise, that it would be like, yeah, the real purpose of my life, buying shit on Amazon. That's right. I got a sofa cover. It's comfortable, right? It keeps the spills out, right? You can spill this. It's like little beads, just going right. That's amazing. I spill stuff on purpose. I'm like, oh, look at that, because it just falls right out. It's amazing, and that's the meaning of life. That's the point of that story. So, no, what the fuck are you talking about?
But to every other person in the world, we may disagree about what the truth is. I'm sure we will, but we will never disagree with the fact that there's a lot going on that we cannot see or measure with our senses. That is absolutely true.
That could mean so many fucking different things. It's unreal. What are y'all doing? How y'all doing? Star Song, what's up? So I don't know. When I was a Christian, I considered myself to be among the stupidest of people. Now as an atheist, I wish it hadn't taken me 57 years to get out of it. Yeah, I know for a fact that I'm definitely smarter now, in the sense that I'm a, it's hard to explain because I don't like putting it in terms of like smart and stupid, but I will say that I had walls up in my mind that would not allow me to learn. So I would say maybe that's ignorance, right? Okay, so let me, instead of smart and stupid, let's go with ignorant and open to information, right? Because because I was definitely ignorant, right? Like I was like, no, I'm not going to accept any new information, right? And I'm not going to try to accept any new information because I did believe too back then that I was stupid. I literally believed that I couldn't get on, hold on to any information because I wasn't, my ADHD was a problem. It's just, I had a very low view of myself and everything, right? Kind of because I think the Ray Comfort type of shit was just repeated that I'm a terrible person, all the time, constantly going back to church, asking forgiveness for stupid shit, and all the while just feeling terrible and feeling like I'm the garbage or whatever. That is not helpful. And if you believe that you can't like obtain information, or you believe that you're not smart enough to understand things, guess what you're not going to ever do? You're never going to try to understand things. So in that regard, I would say that it put like a big wall up and kept me from even trying to learn. And when I was an atheist, it was this it kind of like opened up this part of my mind where I'm like, oh my gosh, it's okay to not know stuff. Like I don't need to pretend to know stuff. That was a big thing too, because I fucking hated pretending to know, to like act like I had all the politics figured out. I got all the Christian theology figured, like just all the pretending to know stuff just drove me crazy. And so it was like this huge weight kind of lifted from me when I was like, oh my God, I don't need to pretend anymore. I could just be honest and be like, it's okay if you don't know stuff, but like, it's okay to know stuff too. Like you just go investigate, but you need to go actually investigate so that you can know stuff. Right. But it was very freeing in that regard. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck I went off to that. Oh, because the Star Song. That's right. We were talking about that. That's it. That's their fault. Okay, that was. In neither case, in neither case do I consider myself particularly smart. Yeah, I mean, see, me neither. I don't really, like I said, I don't really think I'm smart. Like it's just a weird way to say that. But I do feel like I like learning now, and so I think I'm moving in the correct direction, right? Hey, Wolfos, what's up, dude? Hell yeah. All right, what are we saying here? I don't know what that word, that was a sentence, apparently. Pando's Pinata said, streaming on a schedule. Oh, we already did that. Yep, it's not very punk. And that is, dude, you're right. That is actually true. It's not punk. That's right. That's why I do it this way. Said those juices got to be backed up in those beefy jowls of his, looking like a depressed bulldog over here. God, he does kind of look like a depressed bulldog. Yeah, that's probably a spirit animal. So you notice he always looks confused too. And it's like, he always looks like he has no idea what anybody's talking about whenever they're talking about whatever they're talking about, right? And then he sits down and is like, I know the smartest people. I know the smartest people. I didn't know that before, but now I know that I'm so smart, and everybody's so smart that are Christians. That's a terrible impression. I got to work on that. Let's see. Michael said, how can one look at the expanse of the universe and think, this is all about me? Ego. Kansas almost got it right. Even the earth and sky will end, but we are still just dust in the wind. Okay, the band Kansas. I was like, did Kansas pass some legislation about like us not mattering as a species? I don't know why that's where my mind went, but yes, no, you're right. We are just dust in the wind. We're just stardust in the wind. Hey, see what he did there? Added some Neil deGrasse Tyson type of knowledge dropped on it. You know what I mean? Christopher said, no, yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson did say that. It's not false. Okay, I don't know what you're responding to. False. There are plenty of species that do kill themselves. Oh, okay. You're saying what he was saying is false. I'm sorry. Okay, you were Thought you were gonna fucking out. Can't be coming to me like that, bro. All right. But really, okay. So there are species that do unalive themselves, as people say on YouTube, because I have no idea if that's gonna fucking get me demonetized or whatever. Whatever, it's a stream, they're not monetized. Some of them are more capable than us. No shit, really. That is fascinating. So, like, some species literally will like take themselves out on purpose because they're sad, or is it like, I don't know. That's interesting. Never thought about it going like that. Hey, we got Dave, Captive Death, all hail Bigfoot. Or just, I mean, all of them don't have to do it. I don't feel like we should say all, right? Like, we should just say hail Bigfoot. Like, we shouldn't tell other people what to do, right? I'm hailing Bigfoot. You're hailing Bigfoot, but we shouldn't say all because that's up to them. All right. Wolfo said, we have a higher reasoning skill due to evolution, but overthinking and chemical imbalances lead to those negative effects our brains jump to. Thus, we turn our own power switches off occasionally. Yeah, that's actually a great way to say it, because it's not perfect. Like you said, it's like chemical evolution that just like kept going, right? Until and environmental pressures that just ended up fucking spitting us out. And it's not perfect by a long shot. In fact, just about all of us have something going on that's not great up here, right? And it's not helpful or useful for our existence or whatever. So yeah, it does make sense to me. It's weird that he would be like, since people hurt themselves in that way, there must be a spirit. It's like, how do you get from this to that, dude? Like that's not a logical follow through, dude. You're just like, because other animals don't do it, because spirits don't guide them, but because we do, that means spirits guide us. Who the fuck? No, that's just, I don't. It's so hard to even jump inside their head to figure out their logic. And if you want to jump inside and get some head, yeah, sure. I go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brently, and check out. Get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com, enter that code word Brently. That's Brently at checkout, and get your exclusive offer. Get your butt some stuff. Okay, get it. Just stuff it up like Thanksgiving. Stuffing's like a dish that you eat, it's an American thing. You wouldn't understand. Where are we at here? It said the face he wears is, I'm just asking questions, and we know he is just tossing word salad for whoever he is talking to. Yeah, I think you're right in that regard. It's the fucking Tim Pool, dude. It's like I'm gonna try to play like the objective observer or whatever, but it's very obvious it's just a grift, man. He knows how to he knows who to talk to and about what in order to get whatever buzz, to confuse everybody and drive the world towards its inevitable revolution or whatever. Is that the right way to say it? Inevitable revolution? I don't know. Hey, the sequel one. What's up, dude? You made it. All right, cool. Hell yeah. Christopher, what's up, man? Because he is lying. He's a lying propagandist, a tactic that is winning. On fucking seriously, dude. That is like the most unfortunate. Because it's like, I want to believe in democracy, but I swear to God, it's getting harder and harder every day with all the fucking propaganda and the lack of critical thinking and education. It's almost like in order for this to work at all, we have to have a robust education system. And specifically, that is what the Republicans are trying to chip away at every single day. They only want you to be able to be smart enough for you to know how to work a job, and that's it. Work a job, don't ask questions. That's it. That's all they want you to know, right? That's why I think they want to teach religion in school and everything, because it's just like, don't fucking think, don't do that. We're teaching you in school so that you can work, not think. Okay, that's what we need out of these people. Yeah, that's pretty sad. Michael said, in fact, atheism is older than Judaism. Oh, that's interesting. We accepted in some societies. And was accepted in some societies. I gotta get better at reading these screens, man. I need a bigger fucking computer. Keep on missing stuff, you know? I'll go back and watch it to find some shorts, and I'm like, how did I misread that shit? But yeah, that's wild. I didn't know that. I mean, I always assumed because it's like, wait, older than Judaism. Okay, because I was like, I know like Greeks and stuff, right? The Greek philosophers and all that type of stuff. But that's interesting. I didn't know like what cultures are we talking about? Do you know? Yeah, let me know. Christopher said those people also thought maggots spawn spontaneously and goose spawned from barnacles. Wait, they don't? Hold on, where do geese come from then? That's crazy. They have to come from the barnacle. There's no other place for them to come. What, man? You're wrong. Okay. Let's see. Crazy man, your captor must be a bigger douche than Jesus, only giving you freedom on a hot summer day to fuck you over with chores. I have no idea what the word Fred. That sounds like it was probably in reference to something. I don't know. Was he talking to me? I actually did my chores and I'm okay. It's not that. I mean, it is hot out. It is really hot, but I did my chores and I'm okay. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. I don't. What do you mean? Michael said atheism was not born in the West. Where was it born? I mean, atheism's kind of just like the default, right? It's just like people that, well, I guess not. Because everybody's like brought up by people lying to them. I don't know. That's interesting. So you would think that would just be the fucking default, right? Do you think it would just be like people just born not believing in shit? Okay. What was that? We have we already did that. Okay. Oh, hey, real quick. I want to say thank you to we got 4 serious, like I couldn't believe it too. I check, I always forget to check this sort of thing, right? But I figured out that we actually have 4 members at the Ray Comfort dildo or banana shaped dildo up his ass level. It's not actually called that, but it's analogous in some way or shape or form. That's basically the level. Okay, is what I just said. The banana dildo upgrade comes for that. Anyway, so I want to thank him real quick. We got Deep State Annex. What's up, man? Thank you so much, dude. We got Logan. Hell yeah. And Vonrick. And we got Brian Cloud. So thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it. That's so awesome. I had no idea. I was like, holy shit, we got 4 at that level. That's the mid level. You know what I mean? That's not the low level, right? That's not the serfs level. That's like I don't know, whatever's medium above the serfs, the skilled laborers. I have no idea what that is. I don't know. Anyway, thank y'all so much. Seriously, I really, really do appreciate it. It's so awesome hanging out with y'all and knowing that you enjoy it enough to do that. So that's so cool.
We talked this morning about my experience about, get slapped in the face by God, basically,
Yes.
right? Pretty much everybody on my team is extremely well versed in the Bible.
You shouldn't have grabbed his ass. All right, that was job 1. Don't grab God's ass. You won't get slapped in the face. Okay, just come on, man. Stop assaulting people.
Yeah,
and they bring me up to speed in a hurry. But I mean, even just
those are the wisest people I've discovered.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
There's nowhere you
still don't
look and go, that makes sense anymore. Nothing makes any sense at all. The confusion of genders.
If you don't understand what making sense is, nothing's ever gonna make sense, dude. And the genders has nothing to do with Jesus Christ.
Everywhere you look.
And only the Bible readers are prepared to understand it. That's what because everything is.
Only the Bible readers are prepared to understand it. What? The fact that everybody's going to hell in a handbasket. Is that what they're on? They're like, I knew it. I knew this country was going to hell in a handbasket. And that makes them the wisest. They figured it out. They figured out that they're like, thinking everybody's evil except them because they have this weird in-group, out-groupism thing going on.
It's the opposite of what you were told. So you were told that all the Bible readers were the most superstitious and inflexible and stupid and lacking wisdom and common sense, and they couldn't see reality. And like,
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That, I mean, are you going to make a case that that's not true? The people that were burning witches at the fucking stake because they had spectral fucking evidence. And you're like, but those were the people that had it figured out. You know, they got it. They got it. You can just have dreams about somebody being a witch and murder them. That's normal. That's normal. Okay.
that's what I grew up. I mean, even though we like went to church occasionally or whatever, of course we hated religious people because all affluent Americans hate religious people in the world that I grew up in.
Are you fucking in the what bullshit, man? Shut the fuck. What world did you grow up in, man? The affluent, like white people, like come get the fuck out of here, dude. They love religious people. Are you nuts? What community is he thinking that he's part of? Okay.
Because they're like superstitious and dumb and they're embarrassing and they're like kind of middle class or poor whites. And you're like, ugh.
Oh my God. They're kind of like middle class or poor whites. And I'm like, ugh. Fuck you, man. Holy, look at this face. Oh my gosh. How can he be this small and still have a chin like that? That's not natural, dude. That's unnatural. Right? He probably has a little monster in there. It looks like it's a door. Like you could open his face, right? And there's a little monster driving his body in there, you know, and this is where the door opens, right? It's right here. And it just like
I'm so ashamed to say that, but I was never against them, really. You just don't question what you were taught, really, kind of, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with religion right there, is they don't question what they were taught.
And then it turns out that, like, those are the only people who know what's going on.
Just Christians. They're the only ones figuring. And keep in mind, I don't know if everybody forgot, this is still the fucking Ray Comfort video, by the way. He's like, you got it, Tucker. You got it. I don't have to do nothing.
They're the best people. I've known that for a while. They are the best. Religious people are the best people. Like, it's not even close.
Oh, so it's not even like Christians. It's just religious people. Okay. Well.
And then it turns out that, like, those are the only people who know what's going on.
Only.
They're the best people. I've known that for a while. They are the best. Religious people are the best people. Like, it's not even close.
Keep pandering to your audience, buddy.
Who else helps other people who else prays for their enemies?
Who else? It's funny how he cut himself off there, because he's like, who else helps other people for no reason? I don't know. Fucking humanists. Yeah. I know what was the, it's funny because like religious people who typically vote Republican, and Republicans just basically got a Supreme Court decision basically saying that they can arrest people for sleeping outside. So they're just like, you know, are you down? All right, let me just stomp you while you're down. Let me just stomp on you and make it that much harder to get a job now, because now you're a fucking criminal too. Yeah.
Anyone? No, just Christians. That's it.
But they help people. Christians love. They help people.
For a while, they are the best. Religious people are the best people. Like, it's not even close. Who else helps other people who else prays for their enemies? Anyone? No, just Christians.
Well, I mean, people that don't pray wouldn't do that, but that has nothing to do, you know. And do you think they really do that? Huh? Or do you think that's just something they say because they got to, right? There's like, I totally pray and earnestly pray for my enemies. If they do pray for them, they're like, I don't know if you know this God, but they're bad. These people, just, you know, God, like I do love them. Okay. I do, but God, they're a terrible, awful person. You better do something about this. Okay. This injustice cannot stand, because I don't like them. So do something to them. But I pray that, you know, I love them too, though, but do something bad to them.
That's it. So anyway, I've known that for a while, that they were the best people. But what I didn't know was that they're the only wise people. They're the only ones who know what's up.
The only ones that know.
Make sure you watch this video till the end to see what else Tucker says about the subject, and you'll find out why it is that Christians are the only ones that know what's up.
You're that, folks. You better watch to the end. You better do it. Do it. I don't know. I don't know why I get to tell you how long you got to watch my video, but you just do it.
Do you think life is a little weird?
Oh, for sure.
It's like what kind of question is that? Do you think life is kind of like weird?
repetitiveness. Waking up, work, go home, sleep, do it again, over and over and over.
Do you believe in God?
Not specifically, no.
That was the weird part. He's like, yeah, you know, it is weird. You know what's weird about it? The fact that you wake up, go to work, come home, and do your thing, and that just keeps starting over, dude. Isn't that fucking weird? That's weird.
How do you think everything got here?
Just got out of the class that's explaining that to me, actually, astronomy.
Explained it to you?
Yeah.
You read the Bible?
No, I don't.
The world's biggest selling book of all time. It's the most loved book in the world and the most hated book. Do you know why it's loved? In the Old Testament, God promised he would destroy death. In the New Testament, we're told how he did it.
Okay. Yeah, we're all more than familiar with these parts. So let me go back to some comments here. Let's see. So Rex said, yo, that's why Trump is selling Bibles now. He tried to grab God right by the pussy and went for the ass by accident. He got slapped in the face. And now he's been cucked into selling Bibles. That's a better, you know, that's a good explanation. I can see that being the case. Why not? Sure. I wish that were the case. Star Song said, atheism as a term was first used about 1600 CE. However, as the practice, there are examples around 500 BCE. This is based on a Google search, so take it with a grain of salt. Interesting. Huh. Oh man, my phone heard Google search and it just started. That's funny. I was like, what the fuck? Where's my phone? Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is everybody okay? You guys all right? I'm fine. Thank you. Whoa, that was crazy. Michael said, wealthy white people, in my experience, are the most religious. Yeah, because I was just thinking, like, it makes the most sense because, like, of course they are, right? Because they need to believe that that there is a being in control of shit, right? And it favors them, right? That's why they're wealthy and everything. It's not just a luck of the draw. It's not just that their families had wealth for generations. None of that. No, it's a magical being that exists that likes them and hates all the poors, or at least is indifferent to all the poors, right? But yeah, so that, I mean, that's been in my experience. I mean, and we've literally had examples of this, like in the Russian oligarch or the kings and shit, the czars actually, they literally said that they were chosen by God, right? Because it's like they're the family with all the wealth and power and everything. So like, that's how obviously I am chosen by God to control all this shit. Because look at the family I was born into. How else could that have happened? Exactly. That is a reasonable argument, not a fallacy at all. So, like I said, at least on paper. Yeah. They're religious on paper. Like, yes, I am religious. They put it like a little sticker note. It says, hello, my name is religious. That's right. Wolfo said he married into the Swanson family and inherited their wealth. So he was already part of high society, who are funded New York evangelicals, always was a Christian, and now he just slaps persecuted on it now, of course. Dude, they better not ever fucking try to say they're persecuted. I'm not putting up with that shit ever again. Okay? Not doing it. When you're like, we have examples, like clear-cut fucking examples now of them shoving their religion into schools and shit. One of which now is trying to say they want to teach the Bible in school. Like, don't ever fucking tell me they're persecuted again. I swear to God, I'll fucking lose it. Persecuted religions aren't shoving the religion down your throat using legislative power, spending, wasting tons of fucking money on 10 Commandments posters. Fuck, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I remember hearing about that. Okay, so yeah, he married into his ones. It's funny. I just learned that he married into it. I thought that that was his family or whatever, but that was her family. Yeah. So he's probably cucked, you know what I'm saying? Rex said, only Tucker Carlson could wear boat shoes while saying rich white people hate religious people. I know, I know. I don't even think you know. And it's funny too, because you see, have you seen like the way he used to dress? He like used to actually dress like a fucking rich douchebag, right? Like he had like the bow tie and stuff like that, and he just wore stuff that was like trying to look like high society, right? And then he completely like switched his game more recently, and now he like tries to wear fucking plat or what are they called? The I don't know, not wife beaters, but they're the although he probably does that too, or wears those too. But no, they're the lumberjack type clothes. He like wears the jeans, and he's got flannel. That's what I was thinking of. Flannel. That is such an odd. Why is it flannel? That's just such an odd word, right? Flannel. Yeah. And he's totally trying to go, and it's like the place where he films is all like wooden now. He's like, I'm just out in the woods shooting hogs, right? Like that's like the image he's trying to do, because that's like the group of people that identify with him the most, and it's really hard for those people to identify with a guy with a fucking bow tie on. You know what I mean? But because that's just how the cookie crumbles, right? You got to follow that crowd. You got to be like, what do you guys want me to dress like? And they're like, well, I'll tell you. Have you seen Buddy? You seen Buddy Brown? That's how you need to dress, buddy. Buddy Brown. Backwoods wisdom. So stupid. Most people even without realizing it use compassionate empathy while they help people. They just give all the credit to an ancient carpenter ghost put down with torture murder. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and most of us like do the good stuff just to do the good stuff. With them, it's like you can never tell if they're doing the good stuff because they don't want to go to hell, or because they do want to go to heaven, or because they're trying to be they're like the label of Christian they want that label to be seen as a good thing, right? They don't want to be a hypocrite, right? But you can never tell. You can never tell if those are the motivations for those people. But if it's a secular person, then they're doing it because they actually just want to be a good person. Again, I know I bring this up a lot, but it reminds me of like new people in New York. Like they don't fake kindness. They don't fake shit. They're just fucking real with you. They're loud and obnoxious, yes, but they're fucking real, and I like that. If they're nice to you, it's because they actually want to be nice to you. They're not nice out of duty, and that's what I think Christians are like. You know what I mean? Anyway, Starzog said, I wanted evidence for my belief. I couldn't find any. The evidence I did find said my belief wasn't true. I don't know. Oh, you're talking about with Christianity? Wait. Oh, yeah. Yes, until I questioned a vested interest wanted to dance, that I started looking for errors. Yeah, talking about Christianity. Yeah. Interesting. Let's see. Christopher said, who else believes unsubstantiated claims because it supports themselves? I don't. Besides religious people, yeah, just religious people. As my mom used to say, with friends like them, who needs enemies? That's right, because they're freaks. Christopher said, also most loved and most hated. China and India dwarf Christian countries in population. Oh, because he's talking about the Bible. Yeah. Stephen said, a group of unfuckable white dudes. Hell yeah, there you go. I don't know. Are you the one doing the fucking? Are you saying like I will not be fucking them? Are you saying they're not fuckable at all by anybody? That's pretty. It must be pretty bad. Really, really pretty bad. I was gonna say something. No, I won't. I'm not gonna say it. Pandora said, it goes much deeper than the czars. monarchy was based on the belief that rulers are God's chosen. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like one of the oldest just beliefs in general, but I feel like it comes from that, just the concept of having all this wealth and power and be like, somebody up there must like me. And that's kind of where it's all sort of based from, right? Anyway, it's interesting.
That's why it's loved. And it's hated because it demands morality. It says we're not primates.
No, what?
Have a common ancestor with primates.
That's not the reason. Like, other people have morality too. It's just they think their beliefs are real and important and yours is false. Not to mention, I don't know, there's this whole time period where Christians would go around just like forcing everybody to believe a thing and then kill them if they didn't. So it's a lot of that. There's like reasons why certain cultures do not like the Christian religion.
We're human beings made in the image of God with a conscience, a knowledge of right and wrong, and we're held accountable by the God that gave us life. That's why it's hated. Do you think you're a good person morally?
Try my best.
Jesus said, if you look at a woman and lust for her.
No shit. Deep State Annex said Tsar means enemy in Hebrew. I did not know that. Huh. That's fascinating. So the Tsars, the Russian Tsars, they were enemies to God or Yahweh. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Michael said, "Oh my God, we are not primates." Yes, we are. We are primates. Like that's exactly what we are. To say hello, and I think most lefty atheists are closer in terms of how you should treat people than most Christians to what Christians should be. Okay, I think I see what you're saying. So you're saying like most atheists on the left. I like how you you sectioned it off, like the ones on the left, not that American atheist guy that got fired or whatever. The leftist atheists are like closer to like what Christians should be. Although I kind of disagree because like the whole notion of Christianity and the fact that we like in our heads think of people being a good Christian is actually a good thing. It's not. Like a good Christian is a bad person a lot of times. You know what I mean? If they're actually following what the Bible says, you know, they'd go to prison probably, right? So I don't know. It's a lot of the ones that are the worst are the ones actually following what the Bible says, which is not cool. That's not good. I don't like, you know, it's kind of bothersome.
You commit adultery with her in your heart. Have you ever looked at a woman with lust?
All the time.
Had sex before marriage? Lied and stolen?
Yes, sir.
Used God's name in vain?
A bunch.
Why would you do that?
Just a word to
Why would you do that?
me.
It's just a word, doesn't mean anything. That's what it means to take it in vain. It's to give it no worth, give it no honor. And it's called blasphemy when God gave you life, and to take his holy name and use it as a cuss word, it's a very serious crime. Have you
That's not. It's really not. It's not serious at all. Actually, it doesn't matter.
ever heard the
At all.
Bible verse, the wages of sin is death?
I've not, no.
It's very famous. It's saying God is paying you in debt.
How are there so many fucking people that have never heard that saying? That's so strange to me. He's like, and he said it's very famous, and he's right. I mean, I guess I don't know. It's just really odd that there's so many people like I've never even heard of that. It's like, what the fuck, man? Really?
For your sins. Like a judge who looks at a criminal who's committed multiple murders, but he keeps saying, Judge, I'm a good person. The judge says, I'm going to show you how serious your crime is. I'm giving you the death sentence. This is your wages. This is what you've earned. And Jacob's sin is so serious to a holy God, he's given you the death sentence. You're on death row, and your death will be evidence to you that God is deadly serious about sin. One more commandment to go.
Oh my
You
God.
shall not commit adultery.
What about like the working on a Saturday? They're keeping the Sabbath holy. What about that one? This better not be a Saturday that he filmed this because you deserve death. Okay. And in the Old Testament, you got death for that too. Actually, even if you're making a fire to feed your family, you get death. Okay, because that's. But these are the moral law. This is how we know that all right and wrong exists because of the rules that say you can't say a word and you can't work on a Saturday.
Have you ever committed adultery? Well, you're in big trouble on Judgment Day, Jacob. You're a lying.
Committed adultery. What? So like he cheated on his. Wow.
thief, a blasphemer.
That one is kind of bad, actually. I'm gonna say, like, look, if you're married and cheating, that is bad. That's not cool, man. All right, unless she knows about it and is cool with it, that's not cool. All right.
And an adulterer. And Jesus said, if you as much as look with lust, you've committed adultery in your heart. So if God judges you by the 10 commandments on Judgment Day, you're going to be innocent or guilty.
I know, right? This is like the hardest part of doing these videos. Is this repetitiveness of it, but at the same time, there's so much. Like the different answers from these people is really interesting a lot of time to kind of mess with. But Christopher said, ugh, I know, right? Michael Bell, I can't stand this part without screaming at the screen. Better answers. I know. Well, at least we haven't gotten to because this part is like he's clearly talking to somebody that's already kind of a Christian or whatever, or like a soft Christian, not a hard. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm thinking like hard atheist, soft atheist. I'm like, you got the hard Christian and then you got the soft Christian. And that's not how any of that goes, right? There's no Dawkins scale for Christianity.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Heaven or
Guilty?
hell.
Probably hell.
Fucking hell, dude.
Now, does that concern you?
Not in the slightest.
Not
Jacob,
in the slightest. Good for you, dude. That's fucking up top, bro. I got you. That was great. That was good. Thank you.
Horrifies me.
It
I could break down in
horrifies
tears now. I love you. I don't want you to go to
No,
hell.
you couldn't. You're such a liar, man. It horrifies. I could break down in tears right now. Is he looking? Is he looking? He believes me, right? He believes there's some stage. There's some street theater right here.
Hell, I don't want death to seize upon you and you get your just desert. Jacob, death is the arresting
Get your
officer
just dessert.
going to drag you before the judge of the universe. Death is your summons, and you have to stand before the judge whose law you've violated. And
No, you don't. You don't, though. That's the cool part is, this is all made up to control people.
it's very, very serious, man.
It's not. It's really
This
not.
is your eternity we're talking about. It's not just who you're going to marry or what you're going to do for a job. It's who you're going to spend forever. Someone wants to pay you $1 million cash at 8 a.m. There's only one condition. You can spend all that money during the day, but at 8 p.m., they shoot you on camera. It's called a snuff video. Would you consider it?
No.
Of course not. How much would justify them taking your life?
But
100 million?
How does this?
I wouldn't put
I
any monetary
haven't figured out what his purpose is with this one yet. Hold on.
value on my life.
That's right. It's too precious. And yet you're selling your soul for nothing.
Hold on, but your whole thing is that we don't die, right? And then you're saying like your life is too precious, but yet we're have eternal life. Either way, even if you go to heaven or hell, it doesn't matter. Like life is eternal. So like, what? Anyway, his logic is just so like fucking self-defeating. It's like a snake just eating its own tail all the time.
Jesus said, what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? That word soul means life. So, man, think seriously about this. Now, I've got a question for you. What did God do for guilty sinners like you and me so we wouldn't have to go to hell?
He died for us.
Yeah, he died for our sins. And Pete, if you can get a grip of this,
Michael's always posting this. Like if anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother, wife, and his own life, it does say too. So I guess you're supposed to like hate your life and just sell it for the $1 million or whatever, right? Because Jesus said your life doesn't matter. Jesus Christ. It's funny.
it's going to change everything for you. The 10 commandments are called the moral law. You and I broke the law. Jesus paid the fine. That's what happened on that cross. That's why he's
There was like 3 blips in there. Like what? Why would there be blips in this part? Unless something else is going. I don't know. This is where I start to wonder if he's literally just putting his audio on top of like the screen with they're just their face there, and he changes out the audio. Because why the fuck would it need to blip there? It just doesn't make sense.
he said, it is finished just before he died. He was saying paid in full. If you're in court and you've got speeding fines and you plead guilty, a judge will let you go if someone pays your fine. You'll say, you're out of here, someone paid your fine. And it's legal for him to let you go. Well, God can legally take death off you. all because Jesus paid the fine on that cross,
I-
rose from the dead, and defeated death, and killed.
Sorry, enough out of you. Ray Comfort. What is it? Rex said, "You guys, you guys, even I think you say ever, you guys ever thought about which layer of hell you would want to be in if you were wrong? I prefer treachery, heresy, or betrayal. The closer to Satan, the better." I have no idea. This is based on the Dante's Inferno, right? That's the. I don't know. I actually don't. I know like nothing about that whole book or whatever, right? I've heard of it, and it's. I remember it from a Zayo album. There's this old. Well, they were Christian, but then they did an album called "The Funeral of God," and then they weren't Christian after that. And they had just before their last album, they did one called. Damn it! Now I can't think what it's called. So it was in like Greek or Latin or something. It's so basically save yourself from hell, and they had the different circles of hell. I want to say there was 5. I don't know. Right? How many circles of hell are there? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah. But I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about the treachery. Sounds good though. I kind of like the treachery. I just like the way it sounds. It's kind of fun, right? Sounds treacherous, right? Probably exciting. The sequel, what's that? It's like Ray is using the code Brently. What for AdamandEve.com? Yeah. I'm sure he is. Because he's obsessed with feeling shame for his thought. He must have some dirty fucking thoughts going on up there with how often he's like, no one's going to send you to hell. And you deserve it too. For all those things you will think about. Ray is too stupido. Yep, I agree with that one. What was that? Soul means soul, not life. There's a reason why there are 2 different words. And they always try to they always do stuff like that. Did you know that this word means that word? And it's like, no, it doesn't. It actually doesn't. But yeah, they got to do something though, because none of their stuff actually makes sense or is coherent or anything. Do you say that I was mistaken? I was detecting the influence of Immanuel Kant and the empathetic humorism most lefty atheists are, but not upset when we feed poor people and stand up for the marginalized. What? What about Immanuel Kant? Influences of Immanuel Kant and the empathetic humanism most lefty atheists are, but not upset when we feed poor people and stand up for marginalized. Well, I mean, they usually are upset. That's the weird thing. Like when we try to help marginalized people, they get fucking mad about it. Right? That's the weird part about the right and the religious right specifically, because they're like, they deserve it. God, God's got this. And I think that's a big part of it, right? It plays into it because he's like, they don't think of things in terms of just random existence, right? That just, people just randomly exist and there's right and wrong. No, they see it as like this cosmic justice, right? So if there's somebody that is homeless on the street, they fucking deserve it, right? It's their fault. God's testing them, right? Because it couldn't just be the case that they're just a person that is not a bad person that just has had shit luck and has had stuff happen that led them to be on the street. No, they deserve it somehow, right? I think that comes a lot from religion. That's why you get a lot of the religious right, Republicans, whatever, that are so fucking shitty towards poor people. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know if that was the point you were making. I don't know if I was misreading that or something, but it's like clarify if I got anything wrong. Dave said, there is no mystery for me to cover on the grass man for this one punk. Ray dishonestly edits. There's no mystery for me to cover. Oh, did you say? Yeah, he definitely does deceptively edit. I mean, that's like clearly his whole bag. But he gives away the game when he's just clearly just saying one sentence and you can hear his voice just flowing through without any breaks, but you see the screen like blipping and stuff, right? And you're like, why would that blip if he's still just in an obvious, like, anyway, that gives it away. That kind of shows it's like you almost wonder what he was actually saying at this part, right? Because the other thing is their faces never match what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like, he could be I mean, I guess this is more difficult to tell because he's wearing glasses and everything, but like typically he'll be saying like, you're a bad person and this and that, and they'll just be like, yeah, you super cool, like, because that wasn't what he was saying when he filmed that. You know what I mean? It's insane. Hey, Lago, what's up, dude? I just woke up. Glad I looked on YouTube. What's up, punkists? Hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, we're watching this. I don't know. It's just another one of these Ray Comforts, but this time he's talking about Tucker Carlson, and we're trying to figure out what the point is of the. Saying here's what it means. We're trying to figure out what it means because Tucker says supernatural beings are taking physical form. Yet it doesn't really seem to be anything about that in the actual video. So I don't know. Maybe it'll come back around at the very fucking last second or something. I'm not sure. Deep State said, Ray Comfort loves us in the same way a lion loves a zebra. He loves devouring our wallets. Oh, I thought you were going to say souls. Come on. He loves devouring our souls because he's a demon, right? That's just wallets. Come on. Almost, you were so close. You were so close. The sequence of the layers of hell actually originated from the Inferno. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Dante's Inferno, right? That's well, it doesn't call it Dante's Inferno. Dante is the dude that wrote the Inferno, right? But people just sort of shorten it to Dante's Inferno, right? Otherwise, people think you're talking about a video game, and it's very confusing. Okay, everybody's just like lost. They don't know. They don't know what's going on. So you know the video game. See, Michael knows the video game. That's why you got that one. That was a good joke, right? It's solid, man. So that's reference humor, okay? And that's sort of my whole back. All right. Christopher said, if heaven and hell were real, it wouldn't matter which layer I'm in because I break out and climb my way up. Just flick off God before grabbing Ray Comfort's soul, jump back on down and drag his ass with me. You're picturing like a what dreams may come type of situation. And I like it. I like that. That's nice. You know, I like how much control you think you'd have in this particular situation. It's funny too, you were saying, like, it reminds me, this is like a weird side tangent, but there's like, it was such an interesting story though. There was like this person that was born into a concentration camp, and they knew nothing about life outside of the concentration camp, right? And he escaped. He ended up escaping, but he said he had no idea. He was like climbing the wall to get out, and I don't know why this stuck with me, but he said he had no idea. He was like half thinking that once he got to the top of the wall, it would just be eternal concentration camps for all. Like, there'd be no out. There'd just be, this would just go into another concentration camp, and then that would go into another and it would just be concentration camps for like ever. You know, it's just interesting. I don't know why I thought of that, but that's just what it reminded me of, like you talking about escaping hell, or at least grabbing onto Ray Comfort's soul and dragging him down to hell, like that movie where all the blood comes out of her nose. Squares. It was very gross. Very gross. It's a disgusting movie, really. But I like it. I like that one. It's fun. Rex said, I know none of Dante's Inferno is canon, but since it's all just Jewish fanfic and believed depictions of hell sit closer than Dante's Inferno than any biblical origin. Well, I mean, right. It's all fanfic. So let's say it's all the same thing, right? So is the Bible. So is the New Testament. It's all fanfic, dude. Right? It's all relative, right? It's all in there. Deep State said, yes, that was the point, that lefty atheists are not upset when we help people. Got it. Okay, that's right. Sometimes, and it's not you, it's me. My brain just goes everywhere except where it's supposed to, because That's what my brain does. But evangelicals are so ballistic when you try to show kindness, right? Yeah, because they're, and I was watching a video too, and it was like there was this Christian content creator, right? And she was like talking about pride. And she was like, I guess she, had, I don't know, said something positive about pride or whatever, and got completely attacked by the entire group of fundies or whatever. And she did a response video, and she was like, hey, I follow the Bible. I follow the part where Jesus says, love thy neighbor. And I think that's good to be nice and be a good person. Right. And somebody was responding to that and be like, that's why you're wrong. Because Jesus didn't, because being a good Christian isn't about being nice. It's about being obedient. And I was like, holy shit, they just said it. I was like, they just came out and were like that. And I was like, that's it. That's that's the whole thing. Good does not equal good to other people. Good equals good. And as far as obedience goes, which means I probably got to treat people like shit, because I'm got to be obedient to God. And in doing so, I got to treat all the people that I think are sinners or whatever are like shit, And it's like, that's it. It's obedience over actual kindness. So, and again, it's like that whole thing where, like I say, they swap out actual morality that we all understand is like how to behave in a community setting for, like, no matter what you believe, right? There's all the different people that have all the different beliefs. It doesn't matter. It's like how we each interact with one another. Irrespective of any beliefs that we may have. So whereas they think morality is just what they subjectively interpret their God to want them to behave like, right? Which could literally be as harmful as they think their God wants them to be. So it's literally got nothing to do with how to behave in a community. Just sort of the fucking problem. Because that's why we're always talking past each other when it comes to like fucking morality and stuff. They don't get it. Anyway, let me go for a minute.
You'll simply repent of your sins and trust alone in Jesus. That's the difference between being a Catholic and being a Christian. A Catholic trusts in his church. And
being a Catholic and a Catholic Christian. He's like the difference between being a Catholic and a Christian. Yeah, it's like the difference between being a car and a VW Bug. It's
religion and confessing to the priest and the Eucharist. What a Christian does is trusts alone in Jesus. Like you trust a parachute. You're going to jump out of a plane, you put the parachute on because you know you can't save yourself. You can't flap your arms, it's not going to work. You trust the parachute.
You don't know, man. Maybe it does. I always hear Matt Dillahunty talking about he flapped his arms and flew someplace, right?
And when you pass through death, you can't save yourself on Judgment Day. Only thing that can save you is the parachute that God provided in the Savior. And the Bible says, put on the Lord Jesus Christ. Trust in him. It's so simple, a child can understand it. And it's God in his mercy offering everlasting.
Is it really? A child can understand the torture murder thing where you got to put your faith or whatever into an undead carpenter ghost because you had to be torture murdered for your sins, and that's the only way that you can go to heaven, because God has to just torture somebody, particularly his son, to forgive people.
Lasting life to sinful rebels such as you and I. Is this making sense?
Yes, sir.
No.
You're going to think about what we talked about?
100%. I've seen a lot of good. I'm only 29 years old, but I've noticed no matter how good you be or your neighbors, evil never dies. No matter what we do, it's going to be here. It just matters which side you choose.
That's true. What? And it's even in our own heart. It was Einstein that said...
What the fuck does that mean? Like evil never dies. What is this evil? And you got to choose your side? Who the fuck's out choosing evil? Who's out being like, it's like there's the good, there's the evil. I actually kind of like the evil stuff, man. That's really, that looks like fun, right? It's like that Michael Myers shit, right? Like he seemed like he had a good time, right? I'm picking the Michael Myers side of the morality coin.
It's easier to denature plutonium than denature the evil heart of man. But when you're born again, when Jesus comes into your life and transforms you, God will give you a love of righteousness. Instead of loving sin, you'll want to please the God that gave you life. And that's the miracle of being born again, of becoming a Christian. God makes you a brand new person.
He makes you want to be a good person. That is so weird to me, right? How the fuck? So you're telling me there's people walking around just being like, I don't want to be a good person. I need to go believe in a magical thing. Like I need like an undead carpenter ghost to live inside me and then be like, oh man, you know what? Now that I believe that I have this undead carpenter ghost live inside me, that I pretend to cannibalize, I actually don't want to be bad. I actually want to be a good person. I want to be one of the good guy in the story, instead of the villain, like the Michael Myers thing I was just talking about. I'm going to flip that coin. I'm going to two-face the coin, and now I'm going to be the good guy.
On the inside, he'll open the eyes of your understanding. He'll take you out of death and give you a purpose for existence, so that you know where you
take you out of death. Yeah, Death, Missouri. It's a place there. Misery, death. It's the name of a city in Missouri. Anyway,
going when you die. There's nothing more important than that. Jesus said, "What shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul?" Making sense?
No.
Yeah, it's making sense.
And I want you to please examine my tone. Why am I talking like this with such passion?
Because you're a fucking weirdo, dude. And it gives you a lot of money through the millions and millions of views that you get and everything. And I think it just makes you feel like you're justified in being a self-righteous prick that talks down to everybody anyway.
It's because I know what I'm saying is true, and I really do care about you, and I want to see you in heaven, not in hell.
See, right there, that's funny too. That he said, like, why is my tone like this? And he's just like, because I know what I'm saying is true. And that right there, I think is that's the main thing. That's why he's right. If you examine his tone and the way he just fucking acts like he already knows everything, even though he couldn't possibly know any of this shit, and half the shit doesn't even make sense, but he's just gonna act like he's just so confidently pretending to know that everything he believes is absolutely 100 fucking percent the truth. That he's like, he just said it. He just admitted it straight out. Oh. Jesus.
Jacob, can I give you a book I've written called Scientific Facts in the Bible?
Sure. Yeah, it's full of bullshit.
Well, it's a bestseller, and you'll enjoy it.
It's a bestseller. He's like, yeah, I did the Republican thing and had all my buddies buy a bunch of copies.
But let me grab it for you. Can I pray with you? Would that embarrass you?
Go ahead.
Let's bow and pray. Thank you this day.
Oh man, we didn't get to hear the prayer. Yeah, that was going to be my favorite.
That you've brought us together.
Take off his hat too. You got to take off your hat. You're praying. I remember that used to piss me off so bad at church. They'd be like, they always look at you like, get your hat. And I'd just be like, no.
And he's had an open heart to hear the gospel.
Go.
And this day I pray you remember his secret sins, be genuinely sorry before you, find a place of repentance, and trust alone in Jesus and pass from death to life.
Is he praying right now? Isn't he supposed to not pray in front of men? Definitely not on camera, right? That would be the opposite of how Jesus said to pray. In fact, he said to go hide somewhere in like a closet or something, right?
All because of your amazing grace. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
He is praying in front of man. Wow. What a hypocrite.
Do you have a Bible at home, Pete?
Sir, I don't have one.
Okay, I'm going to give you a Gospel of John, which is the 4th book of the New Testament, and you're going to love it. I'll give you a book I've written called Scientific Facts in the Bible, and another little booklet, and 2 in and out cards.
That one's very little. I like that he said that. And another little booklet, because the scientific facts in the Bible's like that thin. And it's still full of bullshit.
It's for dinner tonight. And here's the Gospel of John I said you're going to like.
Oh, nice. Oh, and he's got a High Times shirt. And he got a Cheech and Chong. Yeah, that's great. Is that an actual cartoon? Because I would watch this cartoon. They need to bring them back in cartoon form. Wow, dude. That would be pretty cool. You know, like an adult, like a Family Guy type of show, but like less, I don't know, less, well, just more, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like just more like the Cheech and Chong type stuff. You know what I mean?
The 4th book of the New Testament. You wrote it. No, God wrote that one. I wrote this one.
Yeah. God did not write it, dude. We don't know who wrote it, actually. The authors are anonymous.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Pete.
Nice to meet you.
Who we like or don't like doesn't matter. What matters is that we've produced a free Trump-Biden $1 million bill, and this election is a huge opportunity to get the gospel into the hands of the lost.
What?
The Trump-Biden million is available at Living Water.
The Trump-Biden million? So you create, what the fuck was the purpose of that, dude? So he's like, I know we'll have to make it $1 million bill. And then we could throw it all over the place and pass it out. And that way everybody would be like, oh, $1 million. Like, what the fuck? What? How is that? Like, why would that work? Why do they think the fake money thing works? That shit irritates the hell out of me, man. Because now, I mean, especially, they always seem to be in places where they're fucking poor people, right? They always manage to like have these fucking whatever, these like dollar looking tracks or $20 bill, whatever, it usually is something like that. And then it's, you go, oh man, and it's always where poor people are. And then they pick it up like, fuck your religion. It's like, I was already like not that cool with it. Now I fucking hate your religion. Okay. Out here dropping fake money so that you could sell your stupid fucking bullshit.
.com.
So
They are
irritating.
free. You just pay for the shipping.
Bullshit. I bet you money that's fucking bullshit. He's like, you just pay for the shipping. I bet you that's the price of all of it. So whatever.
And that they're just like way smarter than everybody.
Oh,
I didn't
good.
know.
I totally forgot we were. Oh, that's right. We were supposed to be waiting on something that Tucker Carlson was saying about supernatural beings taking physical form. That's right. Okay. Yeah. It's way off track here.
I had no idea. And the last couple of years have been like, we're the only people who know what's going on. And you had the greatest line this morning. I won't reveal personal stuff I talked about, but you were talking about something like super crazy that happened to you. And you went,
So I'm going to rewind that because that was when the fuck Ember said, but Punk, if God didn't write it, how do we have the book then? All books have to have a booker. Yeah, there's a book God, right? And that's how the books. I don't. That is exactly his logic, right? Straight up, dude. St. Ray Comfort is so cheap. He even springs for a whole New Testament. Just one lousy book. That's right. Yeah, he couldn't even give the little tiny New Testament. It's like $4, dude. Come on. So you had to go for the Five Below fucking Book of John or whatever. Jesus. Pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. Christopher said, it's like pickup lines. You throw it at enough people and eventually someone will fall for it. Yeah, I mean I think that's Ray Comfort's entire thing, right? It's just the sheer volume, right? Because I don't know how often, and I think what it is because like there has been times where he's like, this interview didn't go well. This is what can happen sometimes. And I swear, I think that was like those days when he had 0 interviews go well, right? Like a lot of times I think he can just delete the ones that he doesn't like. But sometimes they're all ones he doesn't like and he has to show it. Otherwise, he ain't got nothing to show. Got nothing to show for it. Ray Comfort is so cheap that he could not even. Oh, I see what you got. I got you. Book. Yeah.
to a Christian who works for you, who was just like, well, yeah, of course. Like that happens all the time. And you said to them, people who really understand this stuff, it's like not a shocking event. I think you said it's like Tuesday. Because they know that this is real.
It's all been written. It's in that, yeah. It's
What the fuck is what? Hold on. I just gotta go back. I'm sorry. I know it's irritating.
I had no idea.
.com. They are free. You just pay for the shipping.
And
All right, here we
that
go.
they're just
Here we
like
go.
smarter than everybody. I didn't know that. I had no idea. And the last couple of years have been like, we're the only people who know what's going on. And you had the greatest line this morning. I won't reveal personal stuff I talked about, but you were talking about something like super crazy that happened to you. And you went to a Christian who works for you, who was just like, well, yeah, of course. Like that happens all the time. And you said to them, people who really understand this stuff, it's like not a shocking event. I think you said it's like Tuesday. Because they know that this is real.
It's all been written. It's in that.
I don't fucking get any. Did y'all follow literally any of that? I'm so confused. What the fuck was any of that? He's saying like, I guess because, and I get nothing about like the supernatural beings taking physical form though, right? Unless that is what he's saying, because he's just saying like we know, but it's normal because we think it's because we know it's real. But I mean, if you already believe stupid shit is real, then that stupid shit is going to be normal because you've always believed that that stupid shit was real, but it's still fucking stupid shit that's not real. Like a flat earther would not like be I mean I don't know, be like surprised or whatever that these government cover-ups or whatever, right? They'd be like, of course it is, because the earth's flat. They have to cover it up. What are you saying? This is Tuesday. This is normal, right? Of course outer space doesn't exist. It would have to because the earth is flat. Okay. And so this is Tuesday. This is normal. I don't know. I don't know exactly what he was fucking getting at there, but that's what it sounded like. Like they just act like insane shit is normal because they believe that the insane shit happens so often. But that's just you interpreting things really poorly.
Yeah, it's in the book.
I know.
It's in the book, and it's playing out.
I mean, that shouldn't be surprising either. I mean, again, I just can't believe that in the end, when it really gets intense, as it is now,
Dude, that
it's Christians. It's people.
Oh my gosh, I'm healed. I'm healed. I knew it. It's because I sent Pat Robertson that money that one time, and he held his hand up towards the camera there, and he got my face. And that's why I don't have ADHD anymore. Tucker Carlson's just crazy. That's all. I knew it. No, like I said, plot twist. Punk doesn't have ADHD. Tucker Carlson is just unintelligible. Hell yeah. That's funny. Wolfo said the bigger problem is that they throw those pickup lines at the children nearest to them. When I was in K through 12, I received more than 2 New Testament a year. They just let the church show up at school. Good God, that's awful. Jesus, that's just gross to me too, because it's like I just keep thinking about it, like where they're saying they're gonna be teaching the Bible in school and everything, and it's just like that's so dangerous. Like, dude, the reason why I do what I do is because of how traumatic all of the beliefs that I was taught at an age when I had no ability to be able to think critically, and these beliefs of demons, of Satanists that are sending demons after us, right? And any moment, like the end of the world is coming, hell, all of these like traumatic beliefs and shit, and they just think this is so normal and okay to just be like spreading through fucking public school now. Right now, I think with me, it was even worse because I didn't have access to the outside world. It was all just with my little homeschool group. And so I didn't even know anybody that didn't believe that demons were everywhere and there was witchcraft spells being cast on us all the time and everything like that. So, I think it was that much worse for that reason. Right. But them just acting like it's so normal and they get mad if you like are against this type of stuff. And it's like, dude, this shit is very traumatic. Teaching kids that there's fucking actual ghosts in the closet, that there's actual monsters in there. Yeah, it's like a good parent would be like, nah, man, there's no monsters in the closet. You know why? Because they don't fucking exist, right? Instead of being like, no, there's no monsters in the closet right now. But that's only because you're following what Jesus said, right? Right? Do you want a monster in the closet? Because a Satanist will send one here right now. Okay. You don't pray to Jesus 17 times a day. Okay. The end of the world's coming. You're going to burn in hell if you don't do. Like all of that was literally being taught to me as a child. And they get mad when I say that's fucking traumatic. And we have to do shit like this to heal from that type of stuff. Right. Acting like, we're so bad and I'm being so mean. It's like, no, motherfucker. That shit's mean. Teaching little children that there are undetectable monsters around every fucking corner. That's mean. Teaching kids that the end of the world's fucking coming. That's mean. Teaching kids that there's an eternal torture dungeon for them if they don't believe your stupid shit. That's stupid. That's what's mean. Anyway, sorry. Rant over. It's a comedy show. We're going back to comedy. I'm sorry. No, that shit does piss me off, especially when they try to start like, forcing it into fucking school and shit, and just acting like it's so goddamn normal. Like I have a whole fucking generation of traumatized kids again. This is not the first time that this has happened. Michael said he watched TV series Supernatural. I hope you skipped Gilligan's Island. uh, I didn't watch Supernatural. No, I refuse. I will not watch it. I can't. Deep State. I can't put that up. You're gonna get me in trouble. Okay. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. But I put it up real quick. Okay, that's it. Can't be saying you. Even if you misspell the word, okay, the algorithm still knows, dude. All right. And this isn't a British show. Well, you can't say that here. Right. And Scotty is what the fuck? Scotty the Gray. Oh, hey, how's it going? You haven't upgraded to the white yet. Huh. You gotta fight a demon, right? With that staff, right? Be falling. Then you just keep on falling and fighting in the air, kind of like Spider-Man tends to. Then you come back as the white. Anyway, but 1 times 1 equals Jesus. That always reminds me of that one joke when, like, in school, or in Sunday school, it was like you could always just answer raise your hand and answer Jesus, because that was just always the right answer. And so they'd be like asking stuff that has nothing to do with that, and we'd just be like, Jesus. Anyway, so back. Yeah, I know, right? It was what? That wasn't. Well, talk about like the only time when Jesus isn't the answer. There's hold on, man. I guess we have to stop. Yeah, that was. Oh God. The sequel one said Republicans don't read the Bible or the Constitution because they only want their bias affirmed. Yeah, 100%, dude. Lori Dissonant said, I remember finding a monster in my closet. It was a very noisy cat. Birth to a litter of kittens. Aw. Those are the cutest little monsters, they're adorable. Till they start knocking off your figurines, right? Off of the ledges and stuff. Then they're a little fucking terror. And of course they got to do it at like 3 a.m. But that's what cats do, man. That's just what they do. Left-handed Jedi, what's up, dude? Thou shalt not refer to our Lord and Savior and his apostles as JC and the gang. Didn't somebody say there was like a what was it? It was a It was like a kid's Bible or an urban Bible or something like that, just to be extra offensive, because of course there'd be an extra offensive. And they called it JC in the Sunshine. Yeah. That's funny. What they called it, like they said, like, yeah, so JC, right? He's going down to see his peeps, and it was all like written in slang and shit, right? Am I misremembering something, or is anybody else familiar with that? Do you know what I'm talking about? And like the urban study Bible, something like that. And I thought it had the word urban in it because of fucking course it did. Jesus. Oh man, JC and the Sunshine Band. Well, that's right. Baby. Mom, they are action figures, not dolls. Playing with dolls. It's called an action figure, okay? And look, they got spring action karate chop, okay? It's like, it's pretty serious, okay? Do dolls do that? No, they don't. They just wet themselves if you get certain kind, and it's like, well, baby doll, whatever. They're a mess. They're a mess. The kids like them though for some reason. They're like, oh, cool, it pees just like a real. This is great. I thank you for this gift, Mom. Real peeing doll. This is awesome. It is weird. I don't know. I'm just saying that's fucking strange. And they make those on purpose. So if thou wishes for me to not refer to him and his gang in such a comical way, thou should instead pull thy stick out thy ass instead of making stupid demands. I gotta say, I agree with this chapter and verse here, which is Rex Robot Wars for 315. The Fishiers featuring the JC. I have no idea what any of this is. This is not. Those aren't words that mean stuff, right? That's not a thing. It's just letters and numbers at this point. Deep State said, "I didn't grow up in such an abusive religious household." Well, that's not. You're lucky for you. Okay. Isn't it nice to be you, huh? Lloyd Disney said, I am not JC, but you can call me that if you must. That's all right. I like it.
People actually believe the Bible are the only ones with wisdom who understand what's really going on. They're not shocked at all.
And the reason we know what's going on is because we read the Bible. It's a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. In it,
To know what? What is it that you know that's going on, man? Jesus, the book says nothing, dude. It just talks about like a weirdo that like came down and was just very rude to everybody and always wanted to contradict. Okay, and got in trouble with those Pharisee guys, right? They were doing stuff on the Sabbath when they weren't supposed to, and Jesus was like, "That's not that law shouldn't matter, even though it still remained in the Ten Commandments, and he still uses it in the Ten Commandments and everything like that." But Jesus said not to follow that commandments. What could you possibly learn from any of this? Nothing. That's what it is. Nothing. The only whenever people ask me my favorite verse, and if I'm not feeling frisky, right, go with the Ezekiel 23:20 about the penises and the emissions and all that. I always go to the one, and I don't actually know the chapter and verse, but the one that's like and I think it's probably the only actual like good thing in the Bible is the one that's like be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry, right? Not that I know how you can do that. My anger doesn't really have a speed gauge. You know what I mean? It's not like I can some days it's really fast, other days it's takes me a minute. I get myself worked out. It's usually when I ruminate, right? Just keep on thinking about that stuff. That fucking guy. Who the fuck? That was disrespectful. I can't. He did that on purpose to disrespect me. What was I saying? I was talking about something. Anyway, that's the verse that I like. Because I feel like it's one of the few that actually says something that might be helpful. But that's literally it. I honestly, I really can't think of any other verses where I'm just like, that's a good point. We should do that. Yada yada. And even the treat, thy neighbor as thyself or whatever, that has been put much far better in more practical terms in other religious texts that I think are fucking earlier, right? Was the do unto others as they would have done unto them? What was that one? Do you know what I'm talking about? It wasn't the Bible. I think it predates the Bible. I can't remember, but it's one of the golden rules that I thought was far superior to the Jesus one. Anyway, I'm like 10 minutes over. Well, hey, thank you all so much for hanging out. And if you want to play with stuff that's hanging out, go to adamandeve.com. Enter that code word Brently at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com. Enter that code word Brently. That's Brently at checkout, and get some dildos. Right? They got loops. They get handcuffs and loop. But a lot of the members know about that, right? And I think they got banana-shaped dildos with Ray Comfort's name signed on the side. If they don't, I'm trying to get it pushed through so that we can have this, right? Because I really want that. I really want that to be sold in the store, and I'm working on getting the store going right now. And yes, it is going to include some dildos, if YouTube will let me. I don't know. We're working on it. Right. But if you want to support us, you can support us by supporting our sponsor, adamandeve.com, and entering that code word Brently at checkout, or you can become a patron, right? And you can do, go to patreon.com/punkapostate. You can also do a Cash App. The cash tag is punkapostate. You can become a member. We do extra content every single week. And you can send me an email if you want. My email is punkapostate@gmail.com. You can join our Discord, right? And it's a lot of fun in there. You can always give me suggestions for things and share your art if you like making art. I love just looking through all the art. People have been sending me these or putting up there. They put these AI songs and stuff that they make. It's fucking awesome. So it's really entertaining. So you can go on there, and then you can follow me on the socials if you want. But the main thing though is to stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And we'll see you next time.